Zoro x Sunday, a grande help.
It was a summery summer day on the Straw Hat Pirate's ship, the Thousand Summer. The sun was shining brightly down on the grass-topped boat made by a cyborg. But little did the OC know it wouldn't be the only salty thing on the seas today.
A crew had docked into a port and everyone had either gone to work or gone shopping, leaving the two who had drawn the short straws to watch the ship.
Zoro was working on his manly pecs and other muscles by lifting his big-romping dumbbells.
Sanji was spinning in a circle. He had drinks for the girls, but they were not here, so he did not know what to do with himself.
Hey, Poop Hook, snarfed a particular sword wielder. If the girls are not here, then give me the drink instead. I'm feeling steamed and hot-blooded like your many nosebleeds.
Right, mate, and some dick mush face has an angry non-mouse face. These drinks were made especially for women, so that means you need to drink from the ocean.
Zoro did not like that one bit, but he did drink from the ocean, but not because Sanji told him to, but because he began his master plan.
Zoro flexed his absolutely destructive appendages, ripping his trousers and underwear into complete pieces and making him very ornate.
His big flipping penis began helicoptering louder from the sheer strength of his flex. The Sanji's eyebrows weren't the only thing spewing. As I subtracted the massive package of that mail.
Loser, she murmured loudly. You are known for your three-sword style, yet you are always wielding that. A penis sword, making you a four-sword user.
That is right. Rumbled and humbled four-sword user. I also worked on this muscle in my body during the 2-year time skip event. I had many sexy nights with my mentor Mihawk, and he taught me many things that I will now show you. Also Perona watched every time and blogged many times about it.
Zoro flexed his muscular muscle once more, and Sanji's clothes all popped right off with a ripping sound. His penis also started helicoptering like an airplane, making Zoro's eyes drool with excitement.
I see your mentor Mihawk taught you many things, smoked Sanji into his cigarette, but in old fish blood such as you was only taught strength, not so pleased.
Sanji clicked his eyebrow, causing both penises to become extreme as hard as if they were hard all along and never not hard like steel.
I see we have become as hard as steel. Hypothesized the green-haired one. Yes, the carpet matched the drapes, by the way. But little did you know I could steal when I fought Mr. One in the Alabaster arc. His smile curling into a turgid smile.
Bro came out of the crow's nest, looked at what they were doing, and then turned around.
What? I'm the blonde one? Hey, look, has the carpet matched the drapes, by the way? You did that with your Four Swords adventure.
Oh, yeah.
The two turned to camera and creepily spoke in unison. We will fight now before we fight, like rivals to lovers would do.
Zoro suddenly disappeared, and then suddenly appeared. He was behind Sanji, and said to him in abrupt seduction, "A swordsman knows exactly where to strike. You have already ejaculated." And he put his dick into his sword sheath.
Sanji's dick exploded onto the floor. The good kind of locust, as you know.
Zoro chuckled like Knuckles from Sonic 3, but then his one went wide and he also did a good explosion across the deck.
You are not the only one who learned the instant techniques. Sanji clipped after smirking and falling on his small toe. You may have learned from your daddy Mihawk, but I bet you did not know that the person who rescued me from that land was my boyfriend Sasquatch.
Robin and Nami came up to the deck with shopping in hand, so it was happening and turned around.
Nanny quoted Zoro. Nanny means what in Japanese for those idiots who don't know anything. The genjutsu you now passes means we are both evenly matched.
That is correct. The fight is over, and we should begin fucking it.
But how will we do it, despaired Zoro, collapsing to his very knee? We have already ejaculated, and refractory period by the pause means we need a minute to reload.
This is a hentai.
Oh, you never mind.
They both came 3 times in a row just because they could loving and pitiful humans who did not match rigorous tea. Bucky was about to attack a ship, but then saw what they were doing and turned around.
Warning, sexy stuff from this point. Don't like, don't read.
The two then bounced on each other with the strength of 1,000 horny pelicans. They ripped each other's clothes off with their tongues and explored all 2 of their tongues with the other tongues, then kissed and stopped.
Zoro's eyes furrowed. He was covered in Sanji's sweaty gumption as he gripped Sanji's wongalang and pumped his hand rigorously like he was wielding a Y Motion Plus, and Link was being a jerk about slashing. When it was Sanji's turn to have his schlong fondled, they made sure to undo the strap around Zoro's wrist before continuing.
Halfway through, they began sword dueling with their penises, but with the power of Genjutsu, they realized it was a draw again, then went back to putting the penis into butts, cause they were enjoying it so much.
Zoro held his ear up to Sanji's quivering balls to hear negotiating.
Sanji ate Zoro's ass before spitting it back out and making Chopper re-sew it back on. Nice like you two need Stars bellowed a voice above him. From the one they call Sanjo. But you'll be needing that later, winked the tricky cook, tickling his lover with his scraggly beard as a cringing Chopper turned around and walked away.
They sexed for at least 5 times the recommended amount, just because they were so good at it and made each other go and mind breaking like 3 other hentai tags at least.
As they were starting their latest sex appeared, suddenly succeeded my egg appeared.
Wait, Gabe, it's not what it looks like, babe, Sanji pleaded, slowly excavating his peen out of Zoro's behind.
It was justified that I was winning. Zoro also begged to my heart, pulling his noodle out of Sanai's behind.
I don't mind as long as you don't mind adding me to this how. Wink did not charismatically chipper Sasuke.
Then the real Sasuke appeared. Naruto then dropped his fake form, but everyone just clapped wildly at his ability and they let all 4 more appeared as well, joining on all the sex fun.
Rugger also came back from the dead, but when he saw what was happening, he turned around and left.
Zoro also came and blocked the whole thing.
Zoro also came.
Once the fun had been had and everyone had been impregned, they were all hugging in a big pile on the deck.
Man, after all of that, I could dose a drink, said Zoro, parting his tongue with a smirk, and then everyone laughed like cackling banshees.
But Sanji while staffing, he kicked Zoro into the ocean. Fuck off. Tati swore, banning him from my Minecraft server forever.
The end.